Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 2 in season 2 of our Let's Play series for Industry Manager Future Technologies. Going back to summarize a little bit from our first video in season 2, you'll remember that we went ahead and started making flu vaccines and got them started selling these. We're making about 3,000 a day, and you can see here that from that we are able to make about 25,000 in gross profit. You can see that number right here. Now, because this is a very lucrative item for us, I mean, we're looking at 8 to 9 times the cost here. So I want to see if we can make some more of that. So the way we can do that is we need to look in the other cities. We can see the demand here. Okay, I'm not sure the difference here. Maybe that has to do with pricing and why it's less than that. So maybe if we reduce this price, we can get up to this. I'm not sure. And we're not going to worry about that just yet. And the reason is, let's see what the demand is in the other cities for the same product. We may want to make some more of this. All right, so we're going to come over here and we're going to build a storefront. I don't think it really matters where we build that storefront. And we're going to go ahead and speed up time here. So let's go ahead and build us a storefront in all 3 cities now. Okay, so if we come back in here, we can see that we're selling about 3,000 of these days. It varies, but we've got demand for 3,600, so that's good. If the demand is very similar in other cities, which we're about to find out, okay, let's go to our second city and let's set up a shop for this as well. So we go under finished goods and there's an influenza. Looks like demand. Let's see. Okay, so demand looks like it's 4,900 there as well. 4,900. So it almost looks like it's going to be the same in each city. If that is the case, then that would be very good for us because remember, this is a lucrative product that we're making quite a bit on. So we want to make as much of it as we can, or at least as much of it as we can sell. So looks here like we've got plenty of demand. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, how do we do that? Well, I've got some research queued up here. And what we're going to do is we've already researched the biotech workforce upgrade. So we're making as many of these in each biotech factory as we can. So what we want to do is maximize the amount of production as much as we can. All right, and we already know that we use farms and animal ranches for that. Well, so what I'm doing is I've got queued up maximizing our workforce in farms, and now we're going to, so there we go. So we've got all 3 levels working in both farm and animal ranch. And what that's going to enable us to do is make a whole bunch of these vaccines, and hopefully we can really get our profit going. We're at about 23 to 25,000 per day profit right now, just off of the one flu vaccine. So we're hoping to maximize that. Now, problem is we've only got so much money here. Okay, we've got 11.7 million. So we're going to have to be careful with how many buildings we just flow down here because we're at 4.9 a pop. That's going to get expensive quick. So let's go ahead and get the first one in there. Okay, let's go ahead and put one down there. So based off of a little math here, if we come back in, we see 25 workers max, our workforce upgrade is in place, and we're making 3,000. So based on the numbers we've seen, I think we can fit at least 3 more factories in here and make a total of about 12,000. All right, let's see what we've got going here. This is where we get a check on the AI. So right now, looks like they're doing pretty good, especially the orange team here, and because they're doing very well. Masterson and the red team maybe not so good. Of course, you can see our numbers have gone down quite a bit. We've been doing a lot of building and so on, but so far it doesn't look terrible. They've started using the stock market, selling off shares of the company, which is not a terrible thing. Both of these are also using the global market, so not bad. I'm not sure why we show 0 for sector ownership because each of us owns at least one. And in fact, you can see from the mini map, the others own at least 2 except for me. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But so far, nothing to really alarm us, I don't think. Okay, let's see how our research is going. Okay, so our research is going very well. And so let's see, what do we need to do as far as research? So we've got, let's go back in here. All right, workforce research is done for the farm, and we're working on it here. We've got everything, it looks like, unlocked that we need for that. So now let's go back into our product and let's take a look at the food facility. Let's go ahead and open it up. And then I'm going to open up sweetener and dietary supplement and also synthetic foods as well. And then we'll get into some other things a little bit later. But for now, that'll go ahead and get it started. So let's come into our new building. Okay, we're going to upgrade our workforce here in our new biotech building. Okay, let's go to our production. Of course, we're going to make more flu vaccines. We already know these numbers from previous videos. All right, so we haven't set any quantity yet. We're going to keep our quality at their very minimum. 3,000 can be made here. So far, so good. Now we need to set up, of course, our transportation routes. Finished good is going to go to the finished goods warehouse. All right, so now we need to set up the other transportation routes. Well, we know where these other items are located. So let's go ahead and set that up and add in an additional one here. So that's very quick and easy, but of course we already know we're not making near enough of these to make this work. So that's a very easy change for us. We come back in here, we know we're making 25. Well, we want to double that. So let's go ahead and double that to 50. That's going to require us to hire an additional worker, but we're okay because we got a total of 8 that we can hire. And oh great, so our animal ranch is shut down right now. So the game is going to immediately start throwing things at us to try to mess us up. Okay, so we've got a workforce upgrade that we can purchase whenever we need it, but we don't need that right now because we're only using 2 of 8 possible workers. We've got what we need there, and we don't have to worry about transportation routes. That's already set up for us. Okay, so now we come in to our animal ranch, and again, same thing. We can upgrade our workers. So let's see what we need. We need to double this, so that would make 28 of each, and we still only have 1 worker, so we didn't need any additional workers there. We'll go ahead and double production here as well. Okay, so we should be all set. Time is accelerated, so let's make sure that we have what we need. Okay, it looks like we're a little slow on the genetically modified. Let's make sure that everything is going as planned. Okay, it appears to be. Let's take a look at our warehouse just to make sure. And so we got vaccines coming in here. To our second warehouse, we've got 20. So our quantities really aren't backing up very much. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Let's check back in and see if that has changed. Okay, looks like we're in good shape there. Okay, we've got quantity there in the storage. And now let's come back over to our city. And let's see how we're doing on the amount sold. So we're selling about 3,900 here, 111 there, and then 2,000 here. So we can see the increased demand. We're meeting that. And now our profit has essentially doubled from what we had before. That is excellent and exactly what we had planned. So now that's going to open us up to make yet another purchase. And our next purchase is yet another Biotech Factory. We'll place that down. And while that's working, let's take a look at our research and see what we need to get. Let's come back to biotech and increase our knowledge here. This will give us access to more products in this area. We've already got our workforce maxed out, so we're in good shape there. Okay, and then on food, so far so good. We'll go ahead and queue up a couple of additional products here as well. Okay, so research is going well. We've got all of our workforce upgrades taken care of. We're almost done with our new biotech facility. This will give us a total of 3. And this is now ready for us. So we'll come in, upgrade our workforce from the start. This gives us access to 25 workers. And we'll add in the flu vaccine. We already know our quantities. We add that, leave our quality at the minimum. Go ahead and max out our production at 3,000. Okay, that will hire all 25 workers available. And now it's time to set up our transportation routes. So the finished good will go straight to our finished goods warehouse. Now we need to set up where our raw materials will come from. And of course, they will come from our other warehouse. Okay, with that all set up, let's come back in, and looks like our quantities are good to go. And let's get out of that, go in here, and we can see that production is already started. Okay, and now we can come back over to our city, and we should see these quantities are much closer to demand. Let's take a look. We're not selling as many here because it looks like we're closer to maxing out our quantities in other places. But we'll give that a few minutes because I would expect our profit to increase yet again. Okay, so after spending a little time taking a look at our quantities being produced versus how many are being sold, it turns out that I made one small mistake. And that small mistake is that I forgot to increase our quantities yet again because we have 3 biotech facilities. We need 3 times as many supplies. So let's go ahead, and I thought I had already done this, but obviously I had not. So let's go ahead and increase that. We're now at 3 workers. We still have plenty of room left, and that's even before our workforce upgrade. So let's take care of this in both areas. So we have 28 here plus 14. That'll give us 42 here. Okay. And that will hire an additional worker. And then for the genetically modified, we need 34 plus 17 or 51 of those. So this will hopefully take care of our issues. And again, we don't need to do anything with our transportation routes. That is already taken care of. So now, if we fast forward a little bit, we should see that if we come in here, 3,000 per day, we went from making 2,000 because what it did is it split these up, the quantity available of each of the resources evenly among the 3 factories to get a total of 6,000. Now we're making 3,000 per day, and instantly you can see that our profit now goes from 25,000 to 50,000 to about 75,000. So we're in luck there. And now it's time to come back over and let's see how we're meeting the demand. Okay, so we're doing pretty good, but there's actually more room here in city number 2. You can see here we're meeting the demand very nicely in city 1 and doing well in city 3, but city 2 we are not meeting the demand. So we're going to have to take care of that. And how do we take care of that? By building yet another biotech factory. Now you can see here we got 8.9 million. So we're in good shape with that. We are, however, running out of room in our current sector. All right, so we'll take care of that. Let's take a look while that's building and see what we've got going on as far as research. Okay, so we've opened up several things. Oh, and a progress report pops up. We'll go ahead and let time continue while that's coming. All right, so progress. All right, looks like the red team doing well there. Okay, we've got revenue coming in for everyone. They're doing better than me. That is what I like to see. And we've got some loans going. Okay, so far so good. Okay, home electronics, not the one I wanted. We want food. So it looks like we've opened up several. Okay, specialized agriculture will be here. We'll open that up next. And some other things I want to queue. Let's go ahead and queue workforce for the mines, and then we'll come in and do some more workforce upgrades. Okay, so here we are in our fourth factory. We'll come out front to the main screen and upgrade our workforce, and then add our product line, which of course is going to be the same one we've been using, our flu vaccine, and again, leaving the quality at the lowest number. We'll come in here, set the maximum of 3,000 for production, and then set up our transportation routes. Okay, finished goods. We'll go to the finished goods warehouse, and the rest will come from our second warehouse. Okay, set these last couple of items up here, and there we go. So we should have, if we come in and check, we should have everything we need here. Now, unlike last time, I am going to come in here and adjust our quantity. Once again, let's add 25 more for a total of 100. This gets us up to 4 workers out of 8. But again, remember, we have a huge increase here that's possible because of our workforce upgrade. Okay, let's come in here and let's see. So we need to go from 42, and I forget how many we had. Oh, it's 14 each. Okay, so that takes us up to 56 here. Okay, so 56 we're going to be making here, and genetically modified, we go from 51, and we need to add 17 more to that to give us a total of 68. Okay, and we'll come out of this, head back over, and we should be able to start making, yeah, you can see it's on its way up toward that 3,000. All right, we'll give it a little bit of time to work its way in, and we'll come back over to our city area and see that, okay, 3,500 here, 3,500 here, and 4,500 here. Okay, so we're meeting the demand now in each of the cities, more or less. I mean, we're not down to, meeting it exactly, but not enough remains as far as demand for us to really want to get into building yet another factory for this. Okay, so I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here. All right, let's come back out, head back over to our warehouse and see that our quantities are doing well, basically at break even each day. And let's see, so we're selling more right now than we're making. Okay, and it seems like it's going to fluctuate, but basically we're not building any quantities here. Okay, now they've shut down our farm for how long? So through June 25th, it looks like. Okay, so we're fine. Not a huge deal. It was only for a couple of days, it looks like. So we're already past that. All right, with that out of the way, let's take a look at our research. And we come in here, we go to our chemical factory, and we're going to max that out. And also our refinery, we'll come in and do 2 here. We're running out of space in our queue. But now we have 4 biotech factories. That's making us a total of about 120,000 gross profit per day. Once you subtract our expenses, you get to about 106,000 that we net after all our expenses are paid from just the one product and meeting the demand in each of the 3 cities. So, all right, looks like we're almost done there because I would really like to queue up this final refinery upgrade while I'm thinking about it. Okay, but with that in mind, let's go ahead and purchase the upgrades here. Now you can see that gives us access to 35 workers, which means we're going to be able to produce a lot of products in our farm, not just the one, but multiple. Okay, and here we're already producing 2. We're going to get this workforce upgrade, we go from a total of 6 to a possible total of 25 workers. So that is exactly what we're looking for. You can see temporarily it goes red down here. That's when we purchased our upgrade for the building. The same happens whenever you buy a new building. So let's see what's next on the agenda. Well, we can now get into a new product, the tetanus shot. So the tetanus vaccine needs bacteria from the farm as well as inorganic chemicals. Okay, we're not ready to start making chemicals just yet. We'll probably get into that next episode, but we do have the ability to go ahead and do the bacteria right now through the farm. So let's go ahead and take care of that. But first, we actually need to build another biotech factory. You can see our money is multiplying quite rapidly, and I'd definitely like to see that. So let's come in. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and build the biotech factory first is because I'm working my way backwards. I need to see how much of each of these I need to start building. Again, if you were with us in the first season of this, I was basically creating a separate factory for each of these products that you see here and just maxing out production and filling up warehouses and all that just to save a little time for me. Now, that didn't maximize our profit at all, but this season I'm looking at it a little bit closer, so we're going to work our way backwards, see how many of these bacteria we need and how many inorganic chemicals we need before we get too deep in there and just fill up warehouses with unneeded products. Okay, you can see here we're at 93%, almost done. Look at our research, and once again, research is going great. So we are ready to set up our new product in our factory. First thing we need to do is upgrade our workforce. Okay, I don't think we need either of these upgrades. So we'll go ahead and move out of that screen, get to our tetanus vaccine. And you can see here we need, let's see, we need 6 of those, or 6.77. So we'll call it 7 of the bacteria and about 16 of the inorganic chemicals. Okay, that's no problem at all. So we'll go ahead and do that. How many of these can we make per day? Wow, a lot. So we can make over 5,200 of these per day. We'll go ahead and set that up. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough market for that in our 3 cities. That's a lot of tetanus shots each and every day. But we'll go ahead and get started down there. We can always adjust a little bit later. So we go into our finished goods. That's where our tetanus vaccines are going. And then we come back into our farm, and we need to add a new production line. And what do we want to add? Well, it's the bacteria here. We add that a little bit higher on the production cost. For it, we'll keep our quality down as low as possible. And how many do we need of these? I think it was 7. Oh, and we've got some. So now we can't do any more research. Great. So they're throwing these things at us fast and furious. So no research for a little while. Okay, so we need 7 of these. Okay, so 7, that's all set. Confirm that. Of course, just 1 worker needed for that. If we come back out, that gives us plenty of room. We still have 30 workers that we can hire here for various things, whether we need to increase our production here, or add new line items. Okay, so now that we've added a new product, we need a new transportation route, and we're sending this to our other warehouse. We'll let that go ahead and take effect. And we can see that by pulling in here. There it is. Our new bacteria is coming in. Okay, now we need to come down here to our global market because we're not going to be making inorganic chemicals just yet. We'll get to it. Like I said, probably in the next video. All right, so we want to purchase, and we want to send these to our second warehouse here. And quality, I'm going to run it all the way down to 1. And so we need 16 of these. Okay, no problem. And we want to put this on repeat. So not bad, $39 per. All right, so we put that on repeat and get that set up. We'll come back into our warehouse, and sure enough, you see the quantities coming in as well as the messages up here. So we're not quite getting all of them that we're requesting, which is what I was afraid of. That's why we're going to be soon producing all of these ourselves. All right, so now we're ready to set up our transportation routes for our raw materials. And in this case, we need the, where is it at? Bacteria. And then we also need the inorganic chemicals. And just to make sure that we've got everything taken care of, we come back to the product screen and you can see we've got enough in there. Although I'm a little worried that the inorganic chemicals, we're not able to purchase quite as many as we need. So I'm a little worried about supply there. But for now, we're in good shape. We'll come back over and we can see that a whole bunch of these have already been shipped to our warehouse. All right, let's slow down time just a little bit. And now we're ready to come over and set up a new shop. Okay, so in our finished goods warehouse, we've got tetanus shots. Oh, wow. So only 800 of these are needed per day. If the other cities are like that, then we're going to need to tone down production quite a bit. Okay, definitely not what we're hoping. We want to maximize profit and maximize the use of our various facilities. And so that's definitely not going to do it. You can see another 800 in demand there. So things are not looking good for this product. All right, and okay, another 800. So you can see that 800, 800, and 800 does not add up to anywhere close to 5,600, which is how many we're making per day. Or excuse me, 5,200. All right, so 800 times 3 does not give us 5,200, so we're going to reduce this. And that way we can stop overproducing these. All right, and with that, we've got another progress report. And let's see how everybody is doing. Okay, balances, of course, ours has gone way up since we've been maximizing our profit throughout this episode. But their balance continues to go up as well. That's good. Revenue, I'm now right in line with these other two competitors. That's also good. We see some loans out there. Still nothing for sector ownership. That's interesting. All right, I'm paying by far the most for workers. It also looks like they're using the global market. That would explain why they have reduced worker cost. And we're all pretty close on buildings and the same on research. So overall, I think the AI are doing very well so far. We'll take a moment here to, let's go ahead and see if Reuters has started again. Has it started again? Yeah. Okay, so it's going again. We're in good shape there. Let's take a quick look at our stock market and just see if they're selling a bunch of shares. 8% here, no big deal. 4% there. Okay, so far, I think the AI are passing the test. Again, we're very early on in the game, so don't want to jump to any conclusions yet, but so far so good is what I would say. All right, if we check our messages, you can see, here we're getting close to getting the maximum amount that we need, but we're not quite there. So very shortly, we're going to run into a supply shortage in that area. Okay, so with that being said, I think we're going to call it a video here. Thank you very much for your support, not only in this series, but on the other series on the channel as well. And stay tuned for more Industry Manager Future Technologies.